Breaking news. What you're about to hear is happening right now. Not yesterday, not last week, this moment. The kind of moment that reshapes borders, tests alliances, and exposes the truth about who really stands for strength and who folds under pressure. Because today, the United States made a move that has already sent shockwaves across Latin America, and it could change everything. Two U.S. F-A-18 fighter jets just tore across the skies over the Gulf of Venezuela, flying closer to the Venezuelan coastline than any American aircraft has gone in modern history. And trust me, this was no coincidence. This was a message. But before we break down what this mission really means, stay exactly where you are. Because the details I'm about to reveal, details the mainstream media refuses to explain, will help you understand what's coming next, and why America must pay attention right now. First 2 minutes, maximum retention hook. Listen closely. Why would the U.S. suddenly send combat jets into one of the tensest and most unstable regions in the Western Hemisphere? Why now? Why this close? People who understand geopolitics, patriots, conservatives, anyone who remembers what American strength looked like under President Donald Trump, know that nothing like this happens by accident. This move comes at a moment when the southern border is being overwhelmed. Drug cartels are tightening their grip on the hemisphere. Venezuela's authoritarian regime continues to deepen ties with America's adversaries, and tensions across the region are rising to levels we haven't seen in years. Stay with me until the end of this video, because what's happening in Venezuela today could determine America's security tomorrow, and ignoring it is no longer an option. What we know so far. Two F-A-18 jets from the U.S. Navy flew a 30 to 40-minute mission over the Gulf of Venezuela, still in international airspace, but at the closest known approach ever recorded to Venezuelan territory. According to U.S. defense officials, they called it a routine training mission. But let's be honest, nothing about this was routine. Their flight path was completely trackable on global aviation platforms, and thousands of people watched the mission in real time, causing one of the highest traffic spikes on flight monitoring websites this month. This mission is not isolated. In the past few months, the United States has expanded its military presence across the Caribbean. U.S. warships have been deployed near key narco-trafficking routes. American forces have destroyed multiple vessels suspected of carrying drugs from Venezuela. Intelligence activity around the region has increased significantly. This is part of a bigger strategy, and Washington knows it. The question is, does Venezuela? Why this moment changes everything. This flyover is much more than a military maneuver. It's a warning shot, a statement, a demonstration that the United States, especially under Trump's renewed leadership and influence, is no longer willing to tolerate. A dictatorship collapsing an entire population. Cartels flooding American streets with fentanyl. Foreign adversaries gaining a strategic foothold in our hemisphere. A humanitarian crisis spilling toward our borders, and a growing threat just hours from U.S. territory. For conservatives who believe in law, order, sovereignty, and the protection of American families, this moment is a clear sign. America is standing up again. Strength is returning. And the message is unmistakable. If you endanger the U.S. homeland, America will show up. And it will show up with force. What comes next, and why you must stay alert? Military analysts are already warning. This may only be the beginning. Here's what could come next. More American fighter jets could be deployed to the Caribbean. U.S. naval presence could expand into a full-scale strategic pressure operation. Washington may classify cartel networks as enemy combatants, opening the door to more aggressive military action. And if Venezuela continues supporting narco-traffickers or intensifying internal repression, the U.S. could take unprecedented steps. But here's the danger. When regimes feel cornered, They react unpredictably. Caracas might attempt a retaliatory show of force, mobilize its military for propaganda, seek assistance from hostile foreign powers, or try to create an international crisis to distract from internal collapse. That's why every American watching this must stay informed. Because what begins as a regional confrontation can affect your gas prices, your borders, your national security, and your freedom. The message for patriots. This operation is much bigger than Venezuela. It's about restoring the posture of American strength. Under weak leadership, America apologizes. Under strong leadership, under Trump, America acts. And today's mission reminds the world the United States will not back down. It will not bow to dictators, and it will not sit idle while threats creep closer to our shores. If you believe in sovereignty, if you believe in national security, and if you believe that America must protect its people, then this is a moment to pay attention. Because the next steps in this rising tension could determine the stability of our entire hemisphere. Ending call to action. Stay alert, stay informed, and stay subscribed, because every hour this story is evolving, and the next update could change everything we thought we knew. America is awake again, and the world is watching.